and welcome to your TRX live session with me today. My name is Charlotte Tooth and I'm going to take you through a 30-minute intermediate level lower body strength session. So today's focus is going to be about moving slowly, loading up sufficiently so that it's challenging, but also to focus on keeping your technique throughout. Today we're going to take a warm-up, which is about 5 minutes long, getting everything moving. We're then going to superset the legs with 4 exercises that are leg-based and then 1 exercise that is core-based, just to give you a little breather between each one. That circuit is going to go round 4 times, so twice on the right, twice on the left, and then you'll get an awesome cool down today. All right? So expect to feel by the end that the legs are burning, the legs are going to feel heavy, and you're going to definitely feel it the next day. Okay? So what do you need? You need yourself a mat, you need yourselves your straps set up at mid-length, okay? And then most importantly, you need a kettlebell that you're happy to load up in a suitcase deadlift and a single leg workout. All right, so just to show you a couple of things that we're working with today, suitcase deadlift, you're going to be loading up on one side, and then a single legged exercise is split squat. So make sure you're happy to load up on one side. Okay, I've got an 8 kilogram today because I want to be able to coach, but also to give you a good session today. So just make sure that you've got something that you're happy with. Asymmetrical load. Okay, if you want to go heavy today, even heavier, you're welcome to take 2 kettlebells, but please make sure one side is heavier so that you're still getting the asymmetrical load, which is what we're looking for today. All right, so let's start with a warm-up. Make sure that you've got your straps at mid-length. We're going to go into your front lunges, so stand facing away from the anchor point, hands into the handles, lift your heels off the ground with your hands in line with your forehead, and then just step one leg forward, front foot flat, and then step yourself back up onto the tiptoes. Okay, so you've got 45 seconds here. I'll pop the timer on right away. And once you're going, I want you to think about your breath, go nice and slow. We're warming up the knees, ankles and hips because today we're going to load up the thighs, we're going to load up the glutes and those hamstrings. So as promised, 3 exercises in your warm-ups today. First one, front lunges. Now really important, as we're going through strength today, you want to go through the exercises nice and slow, but we're not there yet. Use the warm-up just to get yourself moving. You got 15 seconds. I'm adding a bit of tension into the straps here, pushing forward so that I feel my core muscles working. So try not to let your back arch or stick your butt out. Keep everything underneath you. 3, 2, 1. All right, next one. Stay exactly where you are, but pop your feet flat on the floor. Lift one knee up into the chest. Let's say right knee for the first side. And then just sink into your left hip and then lift out of your left hip. I'll show you it from the front. I'm going to keep the leg straight, just sink into the hip, lift out of the hip. Yeah, so it's just a little hip drop, a little hip lift. I'm not bending the leg at all. I'm just sinking down and lifting up. And you're going to need these muscles right at the bottom of your split squat later. All right, when you're ready, change legs. So standing on one foot, hands out in front of you, lift the other knee to the chest, and then please remember you're going to sink without bending your knee and lift. Sink and lift. And you almost feel the weight go from the outside to the inside edges of your feet. Good, 10 seconds. So as you're sinking and lifting, think about the hips falling out to the side and then realigning to center. All right, release. Turn to face towards the anchor point for your squat and your hinge. So legs are slightly wider than hip width apart, elbows in line with ribs. We're going to take one squat where we sit back and down, hips crease, knees crease, come back up. And then one hinge with soft knees where the arms reach forward and the hips reach back. All right, so one squat, hips down. One hinge, crease at the hips, reach the arms forward. So again, we're just getting the hips ready, the posterior chain ready for what's about to come later. Show me the difference between the two. And really think about diving to get that lovely stretch through the hamstrings without locking out the knees. You've got 10 seconds and then we'll repeat all of those exercises. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, back to the beginning. So back to your front lunges, hands directly over the head, come all the way up onto your tiptoes, gaze up so you can find your balance, front lunge, and then switch. So alternating the legs, keeping pressure on the straps, making sure your back heel stays off the ground. All right, you got 10 seconds. Then we're gonna go back into that hip sinking exercise. So the exercise that's gonna help you at the bottom of your split squat in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands out in front of you. Drop the heels down, keep your body upright now. Draw the right knee to chest. Sink into your hip bone, lift out of the hips. You're gonna feel your hips shift to the left, hips come right back through center. Such a small, tiny movement, but it's gonna make a big difference when we get moving with a bit of load. All right, switch sides, other leg. Right foot down, left knee up. Again, I'll show you from the front. My hips are gonna sink to the side and then realign. I'll feel my left hip drop lower than my right hip, and then the hips will come back onto the same level. And yours might be a bit smaller than this. It depends what's going on in your hips, the shape of your hips. I'm making it quite big so you guys can see what's going on. You've got 10 seconds, and then we're back to your squat and your hinge. Last 3, 2, 1. Here we go, squat to hinge. So turn to face towards the anchor point, legs slightly wider than hip width apart. Drop your hips back and down, squeeze back up, and then reach your arms forward, your hips back up. The first one you would have seen before, but the hinge is a little bit funky. It's almost like you're closing your car door with your butt cheeks. All right, guys, you just got 15 seconds. Now listen, at the end of this, we're gonna start that superset. We're gonna get right into your legs. We're gonna start to use the kettlebell, the straps to really burn out that lower body. All right, rest there, well done, guys. All right, so listen. What we got going on here, like I said, is 4 exercises. 2 of them are with the kettlebell, 2 of them are with the straps, all right? There is a strap adjustment, but I assume that because you guys are intermediate, you're happy with adjusting your straps, okay? Today we're only gonna use mid-length, and then we're gonna use mid-calf. All right, so let me show you the exercises as we go along rather than coaching them all at once to keep you moving. But let's start first of all by loading up the right side of our body, then we'll move on to the left side of our body next time round. So 4 exercises, first one coming up is suitcase deadlift. So take the kettlebell onto your right side of your body, step in so that your kettlebell is in line with your heel. Feet are narrow hip width apart. You're gonna pick up the kettlebell just like a suitcase with your right hand. And as you come back up, nice stiff body, make sure you're not leaning to the kettlebell side, come all the way up to standing. All right, so I want the weight on one side, not on 2 sides. Okay, you got it? All right, you got 5 seconds, then we're gonna get moving. So I want you to make sure that this load is heavy enough for you. If you've got a choice of kettlebells at your home, make sure it's heavy enough so it feels challenging to pick up off the floor. This is a strength-based workout, so you don't want to be repping and repping and repping. You want to go super slow, no more than sort of 6 to 10 reps in this 40 seconds. All right, so if you need to slow it down, dig the heels into the floor, come on up. And remember, the kettlebell is pulling you down to the right. You've got to find your central position, come up through the midline of your body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, 30 seconds to breathe and watch the demo for the next one. So in order to keep loading up the right side of my body, I now need to take the kettlebell into my left hand, all right? Once I've got the kettlebell in my left hand, I'm gonna go for my split squat. Right leg stays forward, left leg digs back, heel stays high, and I pitch my body forward like I'm looking over a cliff. I'm gonna bend both knees, extend both legs nice and slow. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right leg forward, left hand is holding the bell, push the floor away. Like I said, nice, slow, heavy reps. Most of your weight is on your front foot. Your back leg is not really doing that much at all. Now remember all that work we did in the warm-up, hinging the hips, bending the knees, getting into the ankles. This is why you did it. All right, you got 14 seconds. Push through the foot. Nice. 8 seconds, and then we're onto the straps. All right, rest there. Drop the kettlebell out of the way. So we're going to continue loading up the right side of the body, but on the straps now. So grab a hold of your handles. Again, we should be at mid-height. Stand facing towards the anchor point, and we're going for crossing balance lunge. I'll start with my left knee pulling into my chest. I'll cross it underneath the right, tap the shin on the floor, and pull back up to standing. All right, 5 seconds, then we're going. Chest leans slightly forward to help me load up the front leg. Let's go. Now listen, you want to make sure that your hands are barely holding onto the straps. So it's very, very strength-based. You don't want to feel like your whole body's invited to the party. Mostly lower body here, and obviously core to support you. Slow, controlled, and heavy reps. I'm not letting my back foot do very much at all. 15 seconds. So already my right thigh is burning like crazy. And I'm trying to sit as low as I can without losing control. All right, rest there. At this point, you're gonna need to lengthen all the way down so your straps are about mid-calf height, all right? Once you're there, lay down, facing towards the anchor point. We're gonna lay back with our toes just underneath the anchor, and then go ahead and feed the toes through so that your feet can flex into a diamond shape. All right, once you're there, flex feet, knees turned out, frog bridges, all right? Press your hips up, squeeze down. So this is working two sides at the same time, although you might feel that your right leg is a little bit more fatigued than the left. So I'm not turning my legs out to full turn out. I want to just come a couple of inches out of that, just so I'm not relying on my joints to keep me there. I want to think about pulling the straps towards me, so don't let your legs move away. Keep them close to you. That keeps the glutes and the hamstrings working. And as we're turning out, obviously, we're getting the side of the butt as well. Good, keep the arms down. We want stability. This is a strength-based workout. We don't want to be wobbling all over the place. Oh, rest there. All right, as promised, a core focused exercise just to get you out your legs a little bit, okay? So core focused, lie yourself back on your back. It's a hollow body rock. You're gonna pull your knees into your chest. You're gonna extend one leg, then the other, hold onto the side of the thighs, and just simply rock yourself forward and back onto your sitting bones and onto your rib cage. Actually, probably more sacrum than sitting bones. All right, timer is on. So you've got 40 seconds. So keep everything nice and stiff. I don't want you kicking your legs around. If you feel like this is too much, just bend your knees instead, and you can do the same rocks here. All right, but otherwise I'm trying to keep my body in the flattest position that I can, like a really shallow bowl. Yes. And this is giving you time out of your legs, but time in your core. Keep everything working, inner thighs, lower abs, holding on or letting go if you feel like you can. All right, team, stick with it, you've got it. Okay, rest there. All right, we've got 30 seconds to reset, and then we're straight in for our second side. We want to be loading up the left side this time, all right? So just make sure for this first exercise that the bell is in your left hand, okay? Suitcase deadlifts, make sure you picked up the same weight as last time. Line the bell up in line with your heel, narrow stance, not wide stance. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Slowly down, hip hinge. I'll show you from the side. The bell comes all the way to the floor if it's available, depending on the style of bell that you're using. The feet stay flat. And I'm trying to keep tension through the core because the kettlebell is trying to pull me to one side. Okay, so imagine you're holding two weights. And I love this exercise with narrow legs, right? Because it just emphasizes the work in the core and the loading in that left side. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there, well done. All right, please remember to continue loading the left side, you need to put the bell now in the right hand for your split squat, so working in opposition. So set yourself up, left leg forward in line with the bell, dig your right heel nice and high, and remember, you're looking over a cliff. All right, you'll know you're doing this exercise right because your kettlebell will make a vertical line straight up and down. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I want to go nice and slow, no more than about 8 to 10 reps, or 6 to 10 reps, did I say last time, in this round. Check your alignment. Remember, you don't want to spend too much time on the floor. Just lightly tap the kettlebell, push back up. Common mistake, people are too far back. Get on your front leg and you'll feel the work down that left side. 10 seconds. All right, team, rest there, well done. All right, at this point, you want to shorten your straps back up to mid-length. If you've got loads and loads of space behind you, obviously it doesn't matter, but I don't have loads of space, so back up to mid-length. Crossing balance lunge, still trying to load up the left leg, okay? So I'm on my left leg, right knee is up to chest. I'm gonna cross it underneath, sit down low, and then drive the knee up, okay? Slow and controlled. Almost like someone's just pressed your slow motion button. Let's go. If I'm too far away from the straps, I'll start doing things like this to get me down, which I don't want. I want elbows in line with ribs so that I can load up the front leg with minimal help from my arms. Knee lightly taps the ground, shin taps the ground, and then you pull back up. All right, nearly there, guys, 15 seconds. Slow and heavy, don't speed up. If you can speed up, it's because you're holding on too much. All right, team, rest there. Coming right the way into your frog bridges. Adjust your straps so that you're at mid-calf. And if last time it was a little bit easy, shuffle further back away from the anchor, all right? I recommend putting both feet in seated. I don't normally recommend that, but for this one, it's much easier. Toes go through, legs turn out, and then lay yourself down, flex your feet, squeeze those heels together. When you're ready, stabilize through the core, turn the legs out and push. Hips up, hold, slowly down. Slow reps, no more than 6 to 10 in this 40-second timer. Now listen, at the end of this, once we've done our core set, you'll just have it one more time on both sides. So you would have done right, left, right, left. So you get a second chance in a minute. That's the beauty of this. Have your legs extended too much? Could you pull your heels closer to your body? Here we go. And rest there, well done. All right, get your feet out. Coming right the way into our hollow body whenever you're ready. Just make sure your bell's right out the way. So hollow body rocks. This time, if you'd like to make it a little bit more challenging, get the pelvis off the ground. I'll show you here. So best to set up with the knees in because it gets you in the right place. One leg out, imprint your spine, other leg, and here's the challenge. Chest up, hips up, chest up, hips up. So I'm just creating a bit more of a lift, a bit more of a pike with those legs. It's only small, but it makes such a difference. I don't want to get my hips up by throwing my legs overhead. I want to get the hips up by tension through the glutes, through the core. All right, nearly there, team. Keep breathing. Squeeze your inner thighs. If it's too much, remember the modification. You can bend your knees. And I like this exercise, full body stiffness. Great for strength training. Looks like nothing, feels like a lot. And rest there, well done. All right, team, grab a sip of water. We're gonna go right the way in, loading the right side once more, loading the left side once more, and then you'll be in your cool down. You've got 20 seconds. So listen, as this is a new round, if you want to pick up a heavier kettlebell, go for it, yeah? I've just got the one today so I can demo for you, but if you have a heavier kettlebell, feel free. Let's get it in the right hand, ready for your suitcase. 3, 2, 1, line it up with the heel, narrow feet, let's go. So your hips are going back Your knees are bending and you're pulling straight up. Show you from the side. The mistake people make is that they only come halfway up. Make sure you fully extend like you're trying to headbutt the ceiling. Knees are tracking over toes. I'm loading the right side more than my left. And rest there, well done team. All right, remember, continue to load the right, put the kettlebell in your left hand. So remember, in this hang position where the arms are by the side, you still want to keep the lats, the back active, so don't let your arms hang out like monkey arms. Keep the lats and back active while you're holding the bell. So load yourself up, right leg in line with the bell, left heel back, chest hinges forward, butt hinges back. We're starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So remember, you don't want to be on a tightrope here. Make sure your legs are gait width apart. Your back leg is not too close behind your front leg. They are just hip width apart. Nice. Now really get your weight on your front leg. Your front foot is on concrete. Your back heel is on very thin ice. So your back toes are on very thin ice. Slow and heavy, 5 seconds. All right, rest there, get the bell out the way. Right the way in. We're gonna go in. So shorten your straps, back to mid-length. All right, into your crossing balance lunge, continue to load the right side. If it's available, just hold on to the straps with one hand, yeah? Foot cradles if you need, if you don't wanna do single-handed mode. Left knee to chest. All right, crossing balance lunge in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Left leg behind the right leg. Pull the knee back up. So those of you that are like me, that like to go super slow, super quick, very much the cardio queen, it is hard for me to slow down and remember to keep the reps nice and heavy. Yeah, so I have to really think about it. If that's you too, just imagine someone clicked slow motion on your remote control. How would you move? Last 3, 2, 1, and rest, all done. All right, lengthen those straps, frog bridges. Now listen, if you want to make it harder, grab the bell, and once you're in, load it up on your hips, all right? So, toes go through, turn the legs out, lay down, and then you can load the bell on your hips. But please make sure your elbows are still grounding you at the sides. All right? Holding onto the sides where the horns are. Flex your feet, let's go. So this one's a tough one. If you feel any pulling in your knees, you're turning your legs out too much, you're relying on the muscles at the side of your knee, you need to squeeze your bum quite firmly. If it gets too much, shuffle closer to the anchor. Significantly harder when you've got that bell there. All right, team, almost there. Oh, and rest there. Take your feet out. Whew. Get rid of the bell. Okay, we're going in for those hollow body rocks. So, like I said last time, if you want to take your pelvis off the ground, let your bum cheeks come off, feel free. Okay, set yourself up, knees to chest. Lift your chest off the ground, and then extend one leg, then the other. Oh, sand in my eyes. And when you're ready, let's go. So I'm going to rock, start to get a bit of momentum, and then see if I can get the bum cheeks to come off the ground whilst keeping that sort of flat, long shape. There's just a millisecond where my bum cheeks come off, but do not throw your legs over your head. It's going to get harder each round that we do. Oh, and rest there. All right, team. Last round coming up. Don't know about you, but my thighs, my legs are absolutely burning already. So this last round, remember, is on your left side of your body. So get the kettlebell on the left side. If you have a choice with this workout, obviously next time you do it, you could always have 2 different kettlebells, one for suitcase deadlift, which can be heavier, and then one for split squat, which might need to be lighter. All right, in line with your left heel. 3, 2, 1. Narrow feet, suitcase deadlift. Pulling up, squeezing down. You got the perfect viewpoint to check if your knees are in line with your toes. Spine is like a surfboard. Relax your feet into your trainers. So try not to crunch your feet, don't grip your shins. Just let the muscles at the front of the ankles relax a bit. You got 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, pass the bell to your right hand. Remember, left leg is forward because we're trying to load up the left leg. A cue that I gave last time is that your front foot is on concrete, so really like shift over that front foot. At some point in life, you'll take that back foot off, right? That's the idea. You're getting as much weight as you can on that front leg. Line it up, bell in right hand, left foot forward, right heel off. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Press up through 2 legs, bend down. So I like to reach my left arm out to the side. I'll just show you here. Just helps me balance, especially when you're loaded like this, because you're loaded asymmetrically, so it's pulling you down to one side. It's trying to make you dip, and you'll notice that your hips want to almost shift to the left. You've got to try and keep them right in the middle, which is what we did in the warm-up. That exact same hip drawing into midline feeling. Oh, all right, guys, rest there. Straight in for your crossing balance lunge. Shorten the straps. We're going to continue to load the left side of the body. So hold on to those handles. All right. Left leg, right knee is in the air. Remember, you got the option to hold both foot cradles with one hand. I'm going to go for it today. Oh, kettlebell out of the way. 5 seconds. Right knee up. All right, let's go. Slow and heavy. What can you do to make your legs do more than your arms? That's it. So I'm trying not to grip the straps all that much. I'm trying to feel the work in my legs, especially the left side. Driving into that left heel. All right, rest there, guys. Lower the straps down, mid-calf height. And please remember that with this one, you can put your bell onto your hips, all right? So don't forget, that's the option. If it's too much, the knees don't like it, the hips don't like it, go without, all right? So feed the toes through into the foot cradles, turn the legs out, and load up. Oh, second to last exercise today. All right, you might need those elbows down for stability. The hips won't need to lift that high at all for you to feel the load going through them. Elbows are for stability, not for strength. Squeeze your heels together to create stability so you can push hard. Slow and heavy. If it feels too much for your knees, you're turning out too much, turn your knees up a little bit towards the ceiling. 10 and 2, not 3 and 9. All right, team, rest there, get the feet out. Get rid of the bell. Woohoo! All right, one last exercise. Hollow body rocks. If you felt fantastic last time, play around with your lever length. You could salute me Do you salute like that? You can take your arms overhead, right? The longer and flatter you are, the heavier you are. Obviously don't lie down, that's too easy. All right, get yourself ready. We're starting in 3, knees in, 2, 1, let's go. All right, rock forward and back, maybe lift those hips. It's just a mini lift. I don't want to kick my legs over my head. This is the salute I was talking about. Woohoo! And this is the long arm reach, if you want to take it. If it's too much, go back a step. Earn your right to progress. If you feel like something's off, it's probably off. I'm going to hold on again. I need to reconnect. Almost there, guys. Stick with it, 10 seconds. And rest. All right, well done, guys. You made it. Let's stretch it out. All right, thigh stretch coming up without the straps. Just step your left leg forward. We're going to runner's lunge, hands either side of your front leg. Back knee is lightly on the ground. Press your hip bones forward. And if you want a deeper stretch, just take your left hand back, feed the heel into the sitting bone, hold on. If it's too much for today, just keep the knee down on the ground. Keep pushing those hips down. Elongate through the front of the hip bone. You should feel it right at the top of the hip and into the thigh. All right, step yourself up and then switching sides. So drop the left knee down, right foot is flat. If it feels awkward, I think it's because your front foot is too close to your back foot, so just drop it forward. And press the hip bones forward. Remember, you can grab a hold of your back foot, squeezing your heel in if that feels appropriate. All right, release that leg. Coming into a glute stretch. So if you come down to seated and you pop your legs out in front of you, take your hands back and cross one ankle onto the opposite thigh, and then sit yourself up, pressing yourself up as tall as you can. All right, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, see if you can pull the foot a little bit closer to you. So you're in that slightly deeper stretch for the glutes. All right, switch sides. Cross the other ankle on top. Pull the legs in. And sit yourself as tall as you can. So if you're rocking back, you won't feel much. You want to be right up on top of it. All right, team, one last stretch. If you bring yourself carefully up to standing, just to release the inner legs. These muscles act like stabilizers when you're doing your, when you're doing a lot of lifting. So we just like to release them out. So if you pop your legs out nice and wide, toes point forward, and then just drop your hip bones to one side by bending the knee. And then come back through center. Use your inner thighs to control. Bend down, come to the other side. And you want kind of a shifting sideways, but also you want your pelvis to shift back as well. And then you get the deep inner thigh stretch, using the floor, your thigh, whatever you need. And switch sides. All right, guys, bring yourself up. All right, you are all done. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember, with these exercises, if you want to try them all once, do them once, and then next week try them again, but load up heavier. That is a great way to get progressive overload. I hope you felt today that the front of those thighs, the inner legs, the back of the butt were working so hard, and hopefully you feel it tomorrow when you're walking up the stairs. If you did not feel it, please load up heavier next time. The key to strength work is to finding the right load for your body so you're challenged, but so you can still move. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next one, and have a fantastic day.